Harbaugh is tired of Lamar's immaturity. Ravens head coach John Harbaugh is reportedly growing tired. Well, ex-Ravens head coach John Harbaugh. Now, this became a story and a big deal over the last couple of weeks, and it was basically denied by everybody. But it's very interesting in retrospect to read this, and it does kind of, sort of make it seem like that possibly the rift between John Harbaugh and Lamar Jackson was a lot bigger than people thought, and that could be the direct reason, in hindsight, knowing what we know now, it could be the direct reason that Harbaugh's no longer there, because they essentially chose Lamar over him, which kind of have to do. And again, it had been 18 years. You got a Super Bowl. Sometimes it's not like John Harbaugh's not a good coach, but sometimes it's just time to move on. But Ravens head coach John Harbaugh was reportedly growing tired of Lamar Jackson's diminishing work ethic and immaturity that included late night gaming and falling asleep during team meetings. The breakdown of an NFL player's body is natural, but Jackson could help himself. He doesn't need to be up late at night playing video games or falling asleep in team meetings. He needs to be training more around the castle instead of only attending mandatory minicamps where he disappears after one day. The castle is their team facility. Jackson, 28, reportedly prefers to practice in the afternoon, which is why the Ravens don't have sessions in the morning. A major problem, a lot of it, on the Ravens, is that there are team rules and then there are rules for Jackson. That's why Baltimore practices in the heat of the afternoon instead of the morning. A team source told Preston that Jackson doesn't respond well to criticism and has been pampered by Harbaugh and the staff. Once the Ravens become critical of Jackson, he becomes more withdrawn. It's a shame because Jackson isn't a mean-spirited person, just an overgrown kid in an adult's body. Yikes. Okay, this is getting personal. It's clear that John Harbaugh has become tired of Jackson. God. It's clear that John Harbaugh has become tired of Jackson, even though he builds him up after every game. He has to, or Jackson will go into his own self-exile. When asked about the report on Wednesday, Harbaugh downplayed it and said a relationship with Jackson is strong. Our relationship is A+, so I love him. Always have, always will, and I know he's fighting like crazy to get back. Please stop listening to the media. None of this is true. You sure about that? You sure about that? Yeah, so this was I think it was the Baltimore Sun, the Baltimore Times or something, but like a very well-sourced article this was. So, what are they going to say? That it's true? Of course not. And he does build him up after every game, which is a little bit strange considering that something like this would come out. But yeah, I mean, that does make sense to me. And him being a big kid, a kid in an adult's body and withdrawing whenever you criticize him and that kind of thing. I mean, it does kind of make sense to me just based on the way he is. He seems like a good guy, but like he also is, I don't know. I mean, he's been the best at what he does, which is playing football on every team he's ever been on for his entire life. And so whenever you get the criticism, like you can't win in the playoffs, and then that pressure starts to build, and then you don't win in the playoffs again, and you get that criticism some more, and it's something that you're not really used to. He also is his own agent, or his mom's his agent or something. He didn't hire a professional agent. Like there is some weird stuff going on around Lamar. The guy's a double MVP, but he does have these off-season issues.